Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with some more Theros spoilers. So we got a handful today, not 20 like the other day with Heliod. Today we have Purphoros, the Red God, who's going to be pretty cool to look at, especially because I don't read Italian and he's going to be in Italian. But we'll get to that when we get there. To start off, I'm just going to show because I feel bad. The last time I showed Thoughtseize, the art was all blurred out. This is the art. Ugh, it's terrible. Really not a fan of this art, guys. Thought it'd be really cool, be like a guy's face being sucked off and something, but it's really kind of bleh, especially because the Lorwyn art is so flavorful and so cool. Alright, I'm willing to bet the Lorwyn art's going to be the pricey card to find because I can't imagine a lot of people wanting this art. Getting to actual spoilers, we start with Hunt the Hunter, which is 1 green for a sorcery. Target green creature you control gets 2/2. Alright, not terrible until end of turn. It fights target green. Okay, that's it, we're done. It fights a green creature. That makes it basically useless, so nice flavor? Yeah, that's all I can say. Nice flavor. Polis Crusher. 2, a red and a green for a 4, so 4 for a 4/4, trample, protection from enchantments. Okay, if it stopped right there, it would be awesome. But it continues. 4, a red and a green for a monstrosity 3, so 6 mana to put it up to a 7/7. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, if it's monstrous, destroy target enchantment that player controls. So it has protection from enchantments, including enchantment creatures. It has trample. When you monstrosity it, and it does damage to a player, you destroy an enchantment that player controls. 4 for 4/4, trample, protection from enchantments. Wow. This is definitely going to be a thing. Well, let's just say, in limited, he's going to be insane. In constructed, he's definitely constructed viable. I mean, the Huntmaster is leaving, so with the Huntmaster gone, we might have the Crusher come take his place. Potentially, depending how powerful decks involving enchantments are. Because if enchantment decks or decks based with the gods or using a lot of the bestow cards actually become something real, this is going to be the hate of the set. Probably of the entire set, but we'll have to see. There might be more hate cards. This is the most hated hate enchantment card we've seen so far, and he's an awesome Cyclops. Very cool. It's kind of funny because I thought it'd be like Crush Underfoot or something, reprint that art, but it's going to be Polis Crusher. Polis is the city, basically, I believe, right? Or the Polis are the citizenry, something like that. I haven't taken classical literature in a long time, but it has to do with something like that. The Polis is the main city, I think, something like that. Anyway, so that's pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of Polis Crusher. Very, very, very cool. Next up, we have confirmation of that speculative discussion, the Buy a Box promo, Sylvan Caryatid. And guess what? It is here. The guy confirmed, here's the card. He told us it would be here. Here it is. 1 and a green for a 0/3 plant. Defender. Hexproof. Oh, wait, sorry, it's a plant. So you guys were right. It kind of is a Dryad Arbor because it's plant-like. It's not a statue. But then again, the art that we saw in the trailer is not this art. So that could very well be some form of enchantment-based something. This is a plant, not a statue. So very cool. Not an arbor. It's a plant. Defender, Hexproof. 2 for an 0/3 wall, Hexproof. Wow. Tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Whoa. Guys, I don't know if you remember this, but there have been plenty of times, the most recent time being the Primeval Valakut Death Age, where these sort of cards, 2 for a 0/3, 0/4, that lets you draw a card or tap for mana, existed. Various walls that were huge, important staples in Standard. Here's a card that hexproofs, gives you 1 of any color, so this makes, especially with the potential playing around or messing up with the mana base, guarantees mana base, guarantees ramp, hexproof 0/3 for 2. Wow. This is a thing. For EDH, I think this actually has potential, especially in 1v1 EDH, just because it has hexproof and that gives one of any color. So it doesn't tap for a green or white, it taps for any color. Wow, guys, this is a serious card. I'm very happy they're making this the buy box promo, because hopefully that means people can lay hands on them, and buy box promos tend not to be overly expensive. This card could very well become a thing. I'm very impressed. Thank you, Wizards, for giving us this awesome rare. And now getting on to the Italian Purphoros. I'm just kidding, I can't read Italian actually, but someone else was kind enough to translate. And Purphoros is 4 for a 6/5 indestructible, which we knew was going to be the case because red's probably big. Devotion clause, i.e. that he needs 5 or more devotion to be active as a creature. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield in your control, Purphoros deals 2 damage to each opponent. Whoa, we'll get to that in a second. 2 in a red, each creature you control gains 1/0 until end of turn. Wow. Okay, so Nylea we already talked about. She's okay, she's good. Helio, really not that great, even with being able to make lots of dudes. Not fantastic. Thassa, freaking awesome. Purphoros falls above Nylea, but below Thassa, I think. Being able to, every time a creature enters the battlefield, realize it's not when it says cast, it's whenever it enters the battlefield. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. So in multiplayer EDH, the amount of stacking and huge token making that can go on definitely makes this a very, very powerful, clear the player field card, but it also allows for some really interesting plays, potentially even in Standard. You have cards like Assemble the Legion, you have Young Pyromancer, you have that new guy, that 1 for a 1/1 hero, who whenever he's targeted makes another 1/1. You have all these cards that create tokens relatively easily and consistently. And every time they deal damage, suddenly, every time they come into play, suddenly they're doing a shocks to the player. The damage can build up very, very quickly. I think that has a lot of potential, and it's a very, very powerful, cool ability. And then being able to give 1/0 to each creature, realize 3 mana for each creature. If you don't remember, there have been cards that give 1/0 or 2/0 for 1 or 2 mana to an individual creature. Not usually giving to all your creatures for 3, but being able to do it 3 and then do it again and again and again. I mean, potentially by turn 6 or 7, well, yeah, let's say 6, you could do this twice on a group of creatures. Giving 2/0, potentially win you the game right there. So I like him. I think he's good. Again, he's not Thassa awesome, but he's solid. Definitely very solid. Has a lot of potential. And I'd like to see some cool decks with him built. So we have Polis Crusher, which is really cool, very awesome. The Buy Box promo, which turned out to be spectacular, actually, especially for various decks. I mean, Bant Hexproof is kind of going to be losing some of its staples, so if Hexproof wants to come back or reset itself, that's a certain card that could potentially help out with that. And Hunt the Hunted was very bad. So overall, very, very cool spoilers. Guys, let me know your thoughts about these cards below in the comment section of the video as well. Check out my channel sponsors in the description of the video. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.